So my husband Tom is with me, and we're going to do something different today. We're starting a new segment where we answer the questions that you, the viewers, have about food and entertaining. So we picked 3 questions this week that you wrote in concerning your Easter menu. And the first question is from Katie in Clinton. And Katie wrote, I love asparagus and I want to serve it for my Easter dinner, but the only way I know how to prepare it is by steaming it. Can you give me a different method of preparing asparagus? Well, Katie, this couldn't be better timing because April is when asparagus really comes into season. So when you think Easter, you think asparagus, you think that beautiful green, perfect for Easter. Now, I like to trim my asparagus before I cook it. So I break it, just bend it and let it break where it wants to. And go through your bunch of asparagus and just let it break. And then I like to trim it. Now, I trim it for 2 reasons. With a potato peeler, I simply trim about halfway up the sides. It makes your asparagus more tender, and when you've cooked it, it just looks so pretty because the bottoms are light green and then it graduates to that darker green color. And this is how we prepare it in our house, and we serve asparagus a lot. I simply put it on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper, generously drizzle olive oil, and generously salt it. Put it in the oven on 375. Depending on how thin your asparagus is, 8 to 12 minutes, somewhere in there. And this is what it looks like. Now, if you want to do something even more extra special, you can make a quick vinaigrette really quick, just by drizzling some lemon juice, a little bit of olive oil, thank you, salt, nice grind of pepper, whisk it together, just pour it over your asparagus. Lemon and asparagus are so good together. And can you hand me that grater? And then for the finishing touch, a little bit of Parmesan cheese. This looks beautiful on a buffet. And the best thing about this is it's great at room temperature. So make it ahead. Again, one less thing you have to do, one less thing to stress you. Make it ahead, platter it up. It is delicious.
Yes, it is. It is delicious.
It is. Okay, so the second question is from Arlene in Durham. And she says, I'm having an Easter afternoon buffet. Can you recommend a wine that would go with all the different foods I'm serving that day? So I'm going to let Tom, my wine expert, take this one.
Well, the first thing, you're having an afternoon buffet, and obviously you really have to watch how much alcohol people are drinking and so forth. So the best wine that you could serve at a buffet that has a lot of different dishes, and it's difficult to pair one or even 2 particular wines to the food, is champagne. It's festive, it's fun to drink, and it's a holiday, so you really want to pull out all the stops. Now, champagne obviously can be rather expensive, but they make some incredible California champagnes this time of year. This is a Chandon, and it's made by the same people that own the Chandon vineyards in the Champagne, France. So it's really a great bottle. It's $20 or less. But the go-to sparkling wine these days for an afternoon buffet is Prosecco. Prosecco is an Italian sparkling wine from the Venice area of Italy. As a matter of fact, one of the famous drinks in Italy is the Bellini, which again is a sparkling wine that they serve in Venice with peach juice or peach liqueur. Now, since it is Easter and you want some color and you want some fun, Prosecco, you can dress it up with all different additives, like we mentioned, peach, or to make it the color peach. You can use orange juice, pineapple juice, or even better, you can use a number of different liqueurs, more for color than taste. You can even use a grenadine, which has no alcohol at all in it. Prosecco's only about 8%, 8 to 10% alcohol, where your regular wine is 12 to even 16. So you can see that you can drink the Prosecco without drinking too much. So all you do is in a champagne glass, you pour a little bit of, half a glass of champagne, and you add a little touch, a little color of either a juice or a liqueur, and it looked like people are walking around with Easter eggs in their hands. So it's very pretty, very festive, and again, it pairs with anything you can put on a buffet.
And I think I mentioned to you that it's our daughter's birthday, so we'll be doing pink drinks this Easter.
That's
for
what
sure.
this is. This is a pink champagne. So this is for at least a toast, if nothing else. And we'll go with the Prosecco as far as, the drink of the day.
Right. Okay, and our last question is from Paul in Essex. And Paul wrote, I noticed that you always have flowers in your kitchen. I'd love to surprise my wife with flowers, but have a limited budget. Can you suggest an idea for me? Isn't that cute, honey? He wants to give his wife flowers. What a nice guy you are, Paul. Paul, have I got the deal for you. Look at these beautiful tulips. At this time of year, there's tulips everywhere in my house. Not only is it what you think about when you think of spring, but for ease and for economics. I mean, a bunch of tulips in your local supermarket is about $6. So this is 2 bunches of tulips that I simply brought home, trimmed up the ends, put them in this pretty little vase, and you know what? They'll be on my counter all week long, and they're stunning. They're just simply stunning. The best suggestion I can say is go with a flower that's indicative of the time of year. So if you want to bring your wife flowers and you don't want to spend a lot of money, in the summer, Gerber daisies, they come in those beautiful bright colors, the pinks, the blues, the purples, the yellows. Very economical, makes a lovely arrangement. At Christmas, you can even do little poinsettias and just tie a pretty ribbon around it and put it on your counter. So go with what is indicative of the time of year you're buying the flowers for, and honestly ask your florist in your local supermarket, because I have to tell you, if flowers can sustain life in a supermarket, you're good to go for at least a week on your counter. I get all of my flowers from my local supermarket, and they're just beautiful. So, Paul, I hope your wife's very happy. I'm very proud of you. That's an excellent idea. Take notice, honey. Okay, when we come back, I am going to show you a wonderful spring soup made with 2 different types of peas, fresh mint, topped off with lemon. It's delicious. See you back here in a minute.